Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our January 11th council meeting. Be it resolved that the agenda for the regular council meeting of January 11th, 22 be adopted. Do I have a mover?
Henry Siemens.
And a seconder.
Marvin.
Thank you,
Marvin.
Any additions? Hearing none. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting of December 14th, 21 be adopted. Mover?
Don.
And a seconder?
Karina.
Thanks, Karina. Any errors or omissions? Hearing none. All in favor? Thank you. Correspondence. We have several items here that we have for correspondence. First of all, from MMSM in regards to the municipal recycling funding, just an explanation as to where that's at and what they're funding. And any questions regarding that letter? Hearing none. The other one, we have a letter of recognition that was sent to Jody in regards to his contribution and CAAMA, and a thank you letter for all of the hard work that is being done by our city managers and CEOs within the province. And I'm not sure if everybody got one, I'm assuming, but if they didn't, you must be special. But appreciate your contributions that you've made to that organization as well. And the next letter is one that I wrote on behalf of council for the support of Central Station in regards to their renovations. And it's a support letter for a Building Sustainable Communities grant application. And received acknowledgement from Central Station that they had received it and thanked for it. So, and that's it for communication. Unless anybody, Henry, do you have an update on Central Station or where that's at? Or
Other than we're actively fundraising right now inside the building. You can't see it, of course, yet because inside there's demolition and planning to move forward. But lots and lots of work is happening. We're actively fundraising. We have a significant chunk in already at the end of the year. We're typically well supported with year-end gifting, but over and above that, we do need to continue to help them out to get to where we need to be able to do that.
yeah. And on the letter, that's kind of what I alluded to. There's
Exactly.
lots of community support, but the 300,000 is what
Would be
take
very
us
nice.
to the top.
Yeah, and we did very much appreciate that letter of support. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, moving on then to accounts payable. Be it resolved that the accounts payable, the amount of $1.5 million, $18,265.82, as approved by the Finance Committee, be approved for payment. Mover
Henry Siemens.
and a seconder.
Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew. And the check register is listed. Any questions, concerns? Hearing none, all in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2273-21 to approve water and sewer rates for the city of Winkler be given second reading. Mover?
Andrew.
Okay, thanks, Marvin and Andrew. Any comments in regards to that second reading?
I guess just a reminder that that's just the increase that we're passing through from Pemina Valley Water Co-op, and it's only that portion of the increase, or that portion of water that we produce that is as an increase.
Right. Thanks, Marvin. And that is one thing that we have flowed through right from the beginning when they first of all got the approval from the from PUB. And that meant that none of the municipalities needed to to do a waste or a water review, water rate review, or to have special meetings to be able to pass it through, so. It was approved by Pemina Valley Water Co-op through the Public Utilities Board, and we have subsequently always passed it on as we get it proportionately to the water we use.
Right.
And just maybe, there will be a rate review coming once we have our water and wastewater facilities projects in the go. Jody, do you know when that review begins, or is it this summer or earlier?
Don't have an exact time frame yet, but
Okay.
it's on the horizon, it's coming soon.
It's on the list.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, all in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that bylaw number 227321 to approve the water sewer rates for the city of Winkler be given third and final reading. Mover?
Andrew?
Thanks, Andrew. And Marvin?
Michael.
Or Michael, okay, thanks, Michael.
Right, Michael beat me to it.
Okay, thanks, Michael. All in favor? And that is carried. The next one, a necessary bylaw every year when we give council a salary increase, which I want to say up front is consistent with the City of Winkler employees' salary increases, so therefore be it resolved that council indemnity bylaw number 2276-22 be given first reading. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
Thank you, Henry. Seconder?
Don.
Andrew?
Okay, got Don. Thank you, Andrew. Any questions regarding that? Hearing none. All in favor? That is carried. Then we need to do the necessary things in regards to establishing interim budgets so the bills can continue to get paid until the final budget is actually approved. Therefore, be it resolved that pursuant to Section 163 of the Municipal Act, Council hereby adopts the interim budget for all operations and capital expenditures for 2022 until the adoption of the annual estimates as follows. Operations, General Government, 574, Information Tech, 30, HR and Communications, 75, Protective Services, 1.567 million, Transportation Services, 1.036 million, Garbage Collection Services, 317,000, Planning Services, 252, Economic Development Services, 252, Health and Welfare, 192, Recreation Cultural Services, 568, Fiscal Services, 628, for a total of $5.491 million. Do you have a mover?
Henry Siemens.
Thank you, Henry. Do I have a seconder?
Andrew?
Are there any questions outstanding? Hearing none, all in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that the mayor and all of City of Winkler councillors be appointed to the Board of Revision and the city manager be appointed as the secretary of the Board of Revision for the year 2022. Mover?
Don.
Karina, thank you, seconded. Any questions regards to that? It's normal procedure. I guess the only thing that I wondered whether, it is a pretty standard bylaw. Is that something has to be done every year? Because it's not naming anybody, it's just simply council and
I
mayor.
believe the act requires a resolution every year.
Every year?
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
Okay, okay. Thanks for clarifying that.
Mhm.
All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that council authorizes Manitoba Hydro to install 2 × 90W LED luminaires on 10-foot arms to shared pole for the annual amount of $233.28 plus applicable taxes. Mover?
Don.
Seconder?
Marvin?
Thank you. Any
I have a
questions?
question on that. Where would these two be installed?
I think these
Do you have
ones.
any idea? Usually they have the location stated,
Right.
I just don't see the location.
You know what? I don't see it on this one either. No, we must have missed that on, I mean, this one we get from Manitoba Hydro, so I don't know why they didn't include it, but I will follow up on that and let you know.
Okay, or can you just add
Well,
it to the
it is
minutes?
clear that it's on a pole, so.
Yep, it is that, yeah.
Yeah, maybe just add it to the minutes
Yep,
when
I'll
we're
do
done.
that.
Good evening. Okay, do you have a mover?
I think we had
Or
Don
did-
and
okay,
Marvin.
All in
Yeah.
favor,
Yep.
sorry. That's carried. Be it resolved that the monthly financial reports and financial statements for November 2021 be received for information. Mover
Henry Siemens.
and a seconder.
Andrew?
Andrew, thank you. Any questions regarding the financial statements? I'm still informed that we're on budget and on side and everything's going to turn out okay, so even though this is only to the end of November.
Yep.
All in favor? Yeah. That is carried. Be it resolved that the Finance Committee meeting minutes for January the 7th, 2022 meeting be adopted. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
Seconder? Andrew, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, got Andrew.
You will note that these were the ones that Jody has emailed to each one of us in-camera minutes.
Okay, any questions? I guess none to be discussed here. All in favor? That is carried. Be it resolved that the Winkler Fire Department report for December 2021 be received for information. Mover?
Michael?
Thanks, Michael. Seconder?
Don.
Don, thank you. Any questions regarding the fire department report? Hearing none. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that the 2022 emergency plan changes for the Southern Emergency Response Committee be adopted. Mover?
Don.
Michael?
Sorry.
Don and Michael.
Okay, Michael and Don, or Don and Michael? Okay, Don and Michael. Any comments or questions regarding the CERC emergency plan, their expense summary, and then their budget?
They did a great job on that trailer.
Okay, thank you. All in favor? That is carried. Be it resolved that the Transportation Utilities meeting minutes for December the 8th, 2021 be adopted. Mover?
Andrew?
Andrew, thank you. Seconder?
Marvin?
Marvin, thank you. Any questions? Commentary? Hearing none. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that Pemina Valley Water Cooperative Board minutes for December 3rd, 2021 meeting be received for information. Mover?
Marvin?
Marvin, thank you. Do you have a seconder?
Don.
Don, thank you. Any questions regarding PVWC? Maybe Marvin, if you can give us a bit of an update on the water levels in the red, still holding okay? I see
Well, they're
ponds
not
are filled up.
increasing. They're not increasing now, and I think our local aquifer level isn't increasing either. I guess it's winter time, but still the hope is that we'll get through winter without a problem, and then hopefully we get more snowstorms like we have now, and the snow melts slowly, especially down in the States.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thanks, Marvin.
And west of Morden.
And Weston Warden, yeah, what that
yes.
Lakeville too. Yeah, I understood today that they're not allowing any vehicles on the lake
Okay.
because of the water levels are dropping.
Yep.
All right, all in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved, the water and sewer report for December 21 be received for information. Mover?
Andrew?
Andrew, thank you. Seconder?
Marvin?
Marvin, thank you. Any questions regarding that? None, no comments, all in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the Swamp Board minutes of December the 15th, 2021 meeting be received for information. Mover?
Andrew?
Thanks, Andrew. Seconder?
Michael?
Michael, thank you. Any update?
They're functioning after the fire there. They handled it. There were some items that Brent was going to talk to both chiefs about there after that event, but nothing too crazy. Otherwise, business as usual there. But Brent's doing a great job managing that place, and they're always thinking of ways to improve there. So.
Okay. Thanks, Andrew. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2223-18, waste collection levy schedule for 2022, be given first reading to adjust Schedule B. Mover?
Andrew?
Andrew, thank you. Seconder?
Marvin?
Thanks, Marvin. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that health and safety meeting minutes for December the 8th, 2021 meeting be received for information. Mover?
Karina.
Thanks, Karina. Seconder?
Michael?
Thanks, Michael. Any comments regarding those minutes?
No, we have a great team and they take care of each other, and so we're very fortunate that way.
Okay, appreciate it. Thanks, Karina. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that the Planning Committee meeting minutes for December the 9th, 2021 meeting be adopted. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
And a seconder?
Don.
Thanks, Don. All in favor? And that is carried. Now we have a road renaming bylaw, number 227521. Be it resolved that the road naming bylaw 227521 be given second reading. Mover?
Henry Siemens.
Seconder?
Karina.
Thank you. I think everybody's aware of what that's all about, so any further conversation? Hearing none. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that the road naming bylaw 2275-21 be given third and final reading. Mover?
Henry
Don.
Siemens.
Thanks, Don and Henry. All in favor? And that's carried. All right. Jody? Be it resolved this meeting of council recess for the purpose of holding public hearings. Mover?
Michael?
Michael, thank you. Seconder?
Karina.
Karina, thank you. So before we start the public hearings, I know we have some audience here today, and there's a few online, I suppose. But as it did the last time around, at year end, it seems like there's so many different meetings. I just want you to know that we have representation from council on every single one of these committees. So it's not a job that happens on a Tuesday night, it's a job that happens all the way through, and there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. So on behalf of myself, to the councils represented and those members that are sitting on those committees, we thoroughly appreciate it, because without that work, it would be impossible to do this. So Jody, we'll turn it over to you for a public hearing.
Okay. So we have, first of all, public hearing for variation application number 1708-21. Applicant Ed Penner Construction and Faith Mission on behalf of owners Quaker Farms Limited, located at 520 Circle K Drive. The reason for this request is to maximize space needed to accommodate various needs of this organization, Faith Mission. And the zoning bylaw requirements here are for a 20-foot rear yard setback, and the variation is for a 10-foot, 6-inch rear yard setback. And so we have not received any objections for this application at our office, and we have also attached a report for this and the next public hearing, which is on the same project as a conditional use, a report to council from the planning department. The planning department outlines what concerns, if any, there are, but in the end, their recommendation is that if there's no objections, that council approve the application.
Okay, since we haven't received any, and I see the applicants are here, welcome here, Faith Mission, as well as from Quaker Farms, good to see you. Not sure if you want to add anything, or there's nobody telling you you can't do it yet, so. All right. All right, if there's no objections, then be it resolved that the public hearing for variation application VA 2021-001 be closed. Mover?
Karina?
Thanks, Karina. Seconder?
Marvin?
Thanks, Marvin. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that council approve variation number VA 2021-001, subject to the owners not objecting to local improvement for the construction of the road, water, and sewer in the Circle K ROW in the future. Mover?
Henry Siemens?
Seconder?
Don.
Thank you. And I'm assuming that they've discussed that with you, so you're aware of what the possibilities are down the road. Okay. All in favor? And that is carried.
Just as an update on that road construction, letters will be going out this year to inform the landowners there of the plans. There's not a plan to construct that road this year, but we want to inform the landowners on the plan. We have estimates that are put together so that all that information will go out this year to the landowners there. So.
Okay, thank you. Jody, next one.
So next we have a conditional use application, number 1709-21. Same applicants and owners, same project. Here we have a request to construct a facility for the sorting, categorization, and compression of clothes into bales. So essentially, it's a recycling depot, which is a conditional use in the current zone, which is commercial general. And in this case as well, we have not received any objections to this application, and barring any objections here, the planning department would recommend approval of the application.
Okay, thank you. Therefore, we haven't heard any objections, and I don't imagine you have anything more to add than already has been said. So be it resolved that this public hearing for the conditional use application CU 2021-001 be closed. Mover?
Karina?
Thanks, Karina. Seconder?
Andrew.
Andrew?
Thanks, Andrew. All in favor? And that is carried. Be it resolved that council approve conditional use number CU 2021-001, subject to the owners not objecting to local improvement for the construction of the road, water, and sewer in the Circle K ROW in the future. Mover?
Henry Siemens?
Seconder?
Don.
All in favor? And that is carried.
Thank you very much for the work that you do in our community. It's much appreciated.
Thank you.
Okay, therefore be it resolved that the public hearings be adjourned and regular council reconvene. Thank you for coming. Wayne and Jake? Yep, see ya. Okay, the next item regarding municipal elections coming up in 2022. Be it resolved that council appoint Barb Dick as a senior election official for the city of Winkler for the 2022 municipal election. Mover?
Henry Siemens?
Thanks, Henry. Seconder?
Karina.
Thanks, Karina. Any questions regarding that's a contract? So I'm not sure. I think we've all seen it. Any questions regarding that? Hearing none. All in favor? And that is carried. Community Spotlight, Katie Cares. Welcome here. Good to see you.
Can I take my mask?
Yes, please. Or you may.
Thank you. That's hot in here. I wanted to just say thank you to all of you for allowing me to come and present and share a bit with you. This presentation is a little different in that in previous years I usually talk about a project that has been done or been funded by the generous support of the council and city of Winkler. In the past 2 years, as you all have known, have certainly been a challenge to navigate. In 2019, we had 952 rooms rented out. And we had, 500 guests that came through. In 2020, we had 393 rooms rented and 157 guests. In 2021, we rented out 344 rooms, and we had 102 guests that came through. We had 118 day guests that seemed to come up just because of the hospital not allowing guests in, but we needed a place to stay, and yet we still know that a lot of people sit in their cars and won't come in. With the challenges of the last 2 years, we've not had the fashion show, which is the largest and main fundraiser for the charity. By not hosting the fashion show, it certainly makes an enormous difference on our bottom line. This means it's much more important to stretch the dollar and be more conscious of how we spent it. So, to be honest and transparent with you as council, we have done a lot of soul searching in when we got the money and how we would use it. We felt it was, as a board, when I say we, myself and our board, we felt that we should concentrate on the programs that we had ongoing. So that meant our breakfast program, our teddy bear program, and bills that were coming in that needed to be paid. So that no services would be lacking to our guests that were coming in, and that we could give them the top-notch service that we wanted to. So the money that you donated or that was granted to Katie Cares was spent on paying bills such as telephone, hydro, groceries, the teddy bear program, paying the bills that needed to be paid so that we could keep our head above water and continue. Because if we hadn't had that, I don't know where we would be today. And so for that, I have to be transparent and honest with you in how it was spent. We also felt that if we did a project now, what would that look like? Like we weren't maybe using the funds properly, or we had too much money on hand, which we don't. But because of what we're faced against, we had to say, okay, we'll look at the bills and we'll make sure that everybody is taken care of that comes through here. And so that's where it's at with the pandemic. Hopefully this year, we can say it'll be better. Right now, in January, I can tell you that we've only had 2 guests that have come through in the entire month. There is nothing booked for this week, next week, into February, which is unheard of for us, because usually people are booking in ahead, or March. Nothing. It's blank. So we're hoping that things will improve over time, and that we can carry on. We do know that the service is vital for those that do come in. That door is still open, and that door is being the lighthouse that we can continue to give to people as they need in their time of need. I want to say a heartfelt thank you to you, all of you, the City of Winkler and beyond, and to this council for everything that you have done to support us. I'm very, very thankful. Any questions or comments?
I guess just listening to you, and obviously the passion is still there,
Oh, absolutely.
but hearing the number of rooms that have been used over the course of the last year as a direct result
Yeah.
of reduction in surgeries and long-term stays at the facility.
Mm-hmm.
The question that I would have is there any impact in regards to reluctance of individuals coming here simply because of our community controversy and lack of vaccination?
I don't know that, because what we've done, and we've tried to maneuver around that by presenting a safe place. Katie's Cottage is probably one of your safest places to come, anywhere. I don't care where you are. People have asked about us, like the question that you asked.
Right.
And I have said, we have a safe place. We do. I have been very innovative in taking and saying, so if you're not vaccinated, let's say, I don't want to turn you away, because where do you go? And you need a place to stay. So we have them stay in their room, let's say, and we bring breakfast to them. They have been very, very respectful. I have had no issues with anyone saying, I'm not wearing that mask. Nothing. There has been nothing.
Awesome. Good to hear.
No, we haven't. We've also we converted 3 different rooms, our meeting room, our library, and room 1 into COVID rooms, as we call them, so that people could stay in those rooms, close the door, and they were safe. Everyone was safe in the building. We've had no transmission of anything, of anyone being sick in our building, staff or guests. We do contact tracing. We've had no issues. When we designed this building, I had no idea how ingenious Grandeur was. They made each room have their own fresh air intake, so that it's huge now. It allowed us to keep our 8 rooms open. It allowed all of that to happen. So that was, really forward thinking, right? And so that meant that we didn't have to cut our rooms down or anything like that. We could keep open. So we'd sometimes have 2 and 6 and 8 open. And then on the other side, we'd have 1, 3, and 7 open. So that it was all altered, so that nobody was close or anything. Like it made sense,
Awesome.
And then there's a back gap between 1 and 3. There's the mechanical room, so there's no interference of anything. So I felt safe about that. Have we had questions about our community? Absolutely. And yet my answer is always, we live in a community where we have to respect each other's decisions. And that decision may not always be what I want or that I agree with, but I have to respect you as a person. You are my neighbor. You were my neighbor before, and you are my neighbor today, and you will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so that's been my answer.
Appreciate it. Very-
Absolutely.
very
I love
wise
my
words.
community,
Yep.
right? And so you're not going to, just because of this, throw it out the window. You can't.
I'd just like to encourage you, Ruth, to just keep on looking up. Things are gonna get better.
I think so too.
Yeah.
It has to.
Absolutely, yep.
I
So
think,
just,
I actually personally think that this thing is on its way out now. Like it's, sure, it's very transmissible now, but it's fast and it's gone. So maybe it's gonna just keep going wherever,
Yeah.
out into space.
All right.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you, Ruth.
You're
And,
welcome.
It is a very important service within our community,
Yeah.
and as council, we recognize that as well.
And I thank you for giving me this time to share, to be honest with you and transparent and not to, I said to the board and I said to Rennie, I would go in here with that mindset, that that's how it was going to be, and let the chips fall where they may. If this was not what council wanted, then they should say, you should say, and then we could talk about it.
You know, one of the things I think that we as council have recognized years ago already, the community is made up of many different pieces of the community. There's many different ideas, and just like I referred to earlier here, all of these different committees, they're not run by council, the council sits on these committees.
Right.
So lots of community involvement and lots of great ideas. And if you take a look at any of the projects, whether it's Katie Cares or the accessible playground or the arena or the golf course, or, you know, you look at all of those and it's the community that has built it. You know, the community that has input in running it. And that's really what makes community, and yours is no different.
Right.
So appreciate that
Good.
very much.
Thank you. Have a great evening.
Thanks, Rick.
Thank you.
And
Bye-bye.
thank you,
And we
Rick.
commend you for keeping up the passion. I love
Oh,
that.
thank you, for sure. No
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
All right, we've come to the end of our agenda. Any questions from the media? There aren't any, so therefore we are down to the bottom. Be it resolved, this regular meeting of council be adjourned. Mover?
Karina?
Thanks, Karina. Seconder?
Marvin?
Thanks, Marvin. All in favor? And that is carried. Okay, if we can